this is going to be one of the most ironic things ever. I'm going to be doing a video about The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg, and to be honest, I have not been fully getting into the habit of making these videos, so maybe this book will also help me, as well as helping you, obviously. One thing that I love is a book that is going to talk about things from a scientific standpoint. And Charles Duhigg talks about habits from the point of a thing called the habit loop, and how every time we run into a habit, there is a certain pattern to it that we can understand and use to our advantage in order to be able to break that pattern. So our brain has cravings, and he talks about how those cravings work, why we have those cravings, and how we can change those cravings to work for us as opposed to against us. Then there are the golden rules of habit change, the things that we must do in order to be able to get those habits working for us and to be able to change them. Successful organizations and how they use habits. He uses Starbucks as an example of how to create positive changes, and this is related to his trip to Starbucks himself. And then he talks about how to target what you need to do and what you need to change so that you can actually make the change, so that you're not focusing on the thing that you think is actually causing the problems, but it actually is something over here. So that is really good. And then he talks about how habits have been able to change the social interactions throughout history and different things like that. He talks about a bus boycott, things like that, how it has shaped history and shaped social movements, I suppose. And then the neurology of free will. So he talks about the neuroscience behind habit formation and how it affects our free will. And he talks about the brain's plasticity that can help out change our habits. And finally, the habits of a happy marriage. So how to get good relationships through our habits, which I think is a really important chapter, because everything is a relationship for us, whether it is our real life partner or our parents or anybody that we interact with, the salesperson, whoever it be. There's going to be an interaction of relationships. And then finally, he talks about how to make a life plan to be able to improve your habits. So this is a really amazing book. It's very important because we all have bad habits, we all have good habits. We don't understand the good habits necessarily, and we don't know how to change the bad habits. So this book is going to help you really map out. So it's not just this is how the science works, good luck with it. This is how the science works, and this is how you can apply it so that you're going to get the best outcomes possible kind of book. So definitely worth a 6 out of 5. Very important book. If you want to achieve anything, you need to change your habits, because those are the things that usually get us into trouble. We all know how to invest, we know how to save money, we know how to do all these different things, but for some reason we don't do them, and it's usually our habits that cause that problem. So that is today's book review. A little bit ironic. I'm going to look at finding ways to implement it for myself for making these videos so that I have a better regimented way of doing that. But we still hopefully get the message across for you. And remember to make the switch to unlock your ridge. I'm going to make the switch with the videos, and you are going to make the switch in order to be able to achieve your financial goals. So remember to make the switch to unlock your ridge, and I will see you all next week for another video.